So that was David Andrews on with our guy Taylor Kiles.
All right.
And Mike Cadlick on CLNS.
He was like, long answer, no.
I don't.
Like, that sounds like a short answer.
I don't want him to win MVP. I mean, I guess I understand.
I don't. That's like very superstitious. It's not even a little stitious.
No, that's too stitious even for you.
Right, because that's like, so you don't want the MVP just because there's a history of guys not winning the Super Bowl, even though we did see a guy 3 years ago win both.
Just happened in the last 3 years, yeah.
So, like, are people going to, if Matthew Stafford wins the MVP, are people like, well, the Rams are cooked.
Rams are out.
And then flip side, like, if Drake Maye wins, you'll be like, don't pick the Pats.
Do you think
I'm not doing that.
But do you think there's anything to, for a younger quarterback especially, and like when Lamar first won it, maybe that's a good example of this. Is there anything to, now there is more of a target on this guy or more pressure on this guy? I mean, is there anything to that? I don't think with Brady late in his career in 2017, for instance.
Yeah.
I think he could handle it at that point. He had won 5 Super Bowls or whatever it was. He had been to 1 million. But for a younger, in his second year, does that change the calculus, the stakes, the bullseye, the pressure, any of that?
Yeah, I don't think so. Like, I don't think Matt Ryan and Cam Newton didn't win the Super Bowl those years because they were named MVP. I mean, if Kyle Shanahan doesn't choke away the fourth quarter, the Falcons win that Super Bowl, right? Like, or maybe the Panthers weren't the better team when they played the Broncos. Like, I don't know. There was like a history of it, and then especially when it didn't happen for a little while, like, oh man, this is kind of a peculiar thing. But I don't know, like in any sport, like, would you want the MVP or would you not? Like, yeah, I'll take the MVP, and then from there, because like I think Drake Maye's
for him to win it,
but Drake Maye's also in the bucket of third overall pick. Great deal of expectations on him anyway. Like, I think you're going to have that, especially if they make the Super Bowl. Like, look at this year, like how it went from, hey, maybe he can be like a middle-of-the-pack quarterback to like, oh, he's already a top 2 or 3 quarterback. So he loses on a couple of votes to finish his second. There's not going to be like less, like the defenses aren't going to look at him like, oh, he's not even the MVP. They're going to look at him like, oh, no, this guy had an unbelievable season. Let's try to humble him anyway.
I think it's fair. I want him to win MVP. I think right now he should be MVP. I guess I didn't even look this morning. Stafford played. He didn't. Stafford won again. What do you have yesterday? 3 touchdowns? I mean, Puka couldn't be stopped yesterday.
Puka was a machine. Yeah, Stafford, 281, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
Yeah. Stafford minus 180, Drake Maye plus 200.
Okay, so they're like, oh, wow, that's a big shift, actually. So they're
considering Drake Maye was minus 120, whatever.
No, well, he caught up to him in games played, and he's got way more touchdown passes than he does. He's on pace for 46 touchdown passes, which will Stafford is, which is
just to Devontae Adams.
Yeah, pretty much.
Those are just as Devontae Adams touchdown passes. So no reset.
But if Drake Maye has a good game against Buffalo, for example, like that shoots him right back up there.
That's when he got in the MVP conversation the first time.
Yeah,
Reese had a stat over the weekend that I don't think is right.
So not stat of the week nominee.
Maye leads the NFL in passing yards, completion percentage, and passer rating. I don't think Maye leads in passing yards, and I think after games yesterday, I don't know if he's still atop in the other two, but I don't think he leads in passing yards.
He does not. Dak Prescott does.
So if he finishes number 1 in all those categories,
passer rating, he is also behind Stafford.
Okay, and then completion percentage, is he still leading that?
Completion percentage, he is. Yeah. Okay. Guys that
1 for 3.
Don't put in Snoop Huntley.
Not Snoop Huntley.
1 for 3.
Yeah, Drake Maye won on that.
If he happened to lead the NFL in all of those categories at the end of the year, it would join Brady in 07, Warner in 01, and then near Hall of Famer Ken Anderson in 74 is the only quarterbacks to do that since the merger.
Yeah, so honestly, I don't know. That's not like, what would the quarterback triple crown be to you? Wouldn't it be yards, touchdowns, and either completion percentage or rating? Probably completion percentage. Because, like, rating already includes all those things. So maybe leave rating out.
Probably yards, touchdown, completion percentage?
Yeah.
Probably?
Yeah. So he doesn't include touchdowns in there, which Drake Maye is currently 4th in the league. He has 23, but Stafford has 35. And Stafford has fewer picks. So, like, I'm not trying to make the case for Stafford here. I'm just saying, like, if you're basing it on statistics. Kind of. I mean, if you're basing it off that, now, Drake Maye's team has a better record. Drake Maye's team is more out of nowhere, right? So if you want to lean towards that, like more of a surprise type season. And he has a chance to, if they win the division and they're the number 1 seed, I would say, now let's see what the Rams do, I guess. Maybe they could also theoretically be the number 1 seed.
Yeah, they can.
So if they're both the number 1 seed, maybe you kind of side towards the guy with the better stats. But that's one where maybe the stats won't win it. If Drake Maye's sitting there at 14-3 and has a first-round bye, then like I'd happily give it to him.
Yeah, Rams are sitting there
The
10
MVP.
and, 10 and 3 now.
The also difference is Matt Stafford has negative. We got that. Oh, that's clean. Matt Stafford negative 10 rushing yards. Drake Maye 319.
Ooh, good one.
That
Good.
is
That's
a good
Drake,
one.
That's a good pro Drake May stat.
And that's if you take out all the kneel downs from Drake Maye. Reese was also doing this. You take that out, he's actually over 5 yards a pop, and that's
1,000
actually
yards rushing.
a much better number.
Yeah.
So no, I'm rooting for him to win the MVP.
Yeah.
You are going to hear from people like that, and David Andrews is apparently one of them who says, I don't want him to win MVP. I think we got a better shot of winning, the Pats winning, if he doesn't win MVP.
Interesting.
Now, don't show him these numbers. Phil Perry wrote about this over the weekend. Trying to identify like a blueprint to expose Drake Maye or chip away at a weakness of Drake Maye. The later we get in the year, are there teams that are going to attack Maye a certain way? And it turns out he really does not have a weakness. So shorthand, Phil went through all these different numbers. This is EPA since week 6. Okay. So expected points added. It's an advanced analytic, but just pay attention to the rank. When he's blitzed,
I was going to say, he's real good at this.
teams bring an extra rusher. He's 5th in the league.
Yeah.
When he's not blitzed, he's 1st.
I thought it was flipped. At one point, I thought it was flipped. I thought he was like the best against the blitz. But either way,
he's a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah.
When you blitz him, when you don't blitz him. Against zone, 1st. Against man, 8th. Against 2 high coverage, 1st. Against single high coverage, 1st.
Right.
So you can throw a variety of different things against him.
So
You
really,
can blitz him. You cannot.
Blitz him and play man.
You should blitz him and
really
play.
your only chance.
Blitz him and play man. He's somewhere between the 5th and 8th best quarterback as opposed to the 1st and everything else.
If you play zone and don't blitz, forget it. You might as well
over.
just put your helmet down.
Game over.
Yeah, it's not happening.
And so, you'd think maybe there would be a weakness, an avenue where defenses could attack him more, a blueprint, as Phil wrote, to really get after him. And it turns out there really hasn't been one. And there was a little bit of buzz about this after the Bengals game. And then you saw the way the Giants came out and played. I don't know how much stock you could put into that. But the Bengals gave Drake Maye some issues. We'll see if that winds up being a blueprint for other teams to follow. It certainly wasn't from the Giants. The Bills are going to be the first team he's faced twice in a year. So what kind of adjustments do they make, meaning in this season, his MVP caliber season? First team he's facing a second time. We'll see if they make any adjustments. But based on that quick shorthand metric from Phil, there's no real blueprint to attack him.
Yeah, and he's a guy that will throw to every single receiver they have. Like, that's another thing that stands out. And that was also an early Tom Brady thing. Like, before he got Welker and Moss and Gronk and Edelman, he would throw to everybody.
Right.
Like,
even if you can't attack him, you could take away his best guy.
Right. You're like, oh, let's take this guy away. It's like, all right, Drake Maye will throw to the tight ends. She'll throw to the running backs. She'll throw to each and every wide receiver. See Kyle Williams getting another touchdown last week. Like, I think it was the last game. 7 different receivers had 3 or more catches, and then an 8th receiver had a touchdown. So, really difficult to defend him. You went through the numbers, like zone or man doesn't seem to matter. Blitz, no blitz doesn't seem to matter. And then, there have been other times where teams would come in. I always think of the Houston Texans when they would come to town and in the playoffs, they're like, oh, they had a nice little season. And the Patriots would find a way, and credit to Belichick for this, they would take J.J. Watt out of the game, and they would take DeAndre Hopkins out of the game. And they're like, all right, what else do you have?
Figure it out.
Teams are like, we don't have anything else. And we literally got here with these 2 guys, and that's it. Patriots, in that sense, now don't get me wrong, I would happily take Puka Nacua. I would happily take Jackson Smith and Jigba. But one thing that you can have, I guess, that can work to your advantage is if you don't, they don't, like, all right, pick who you want to double or not double or whatever. Like Drake Maye can drop back, and he'll throw to anybody.
Right. Take away Diggs. He's going to throw
to
Booty and our guy Hunter Henry or whatever. Take those guys away. He's going to focus on Diggs. And no, that probably is another avenue where you can't beat this team right now.
Right. Like they might not. We were talking a lot about Diggs and what he would need to get to 1,000 yards. They might not have a 1,000-yard receiver again, but they might have a top 10 offense. Or like, find me a team that does that. Like, that's pretty strange. Like right now, they have the 7th most points scored, and they're 8th in yards. So a true top 8 offense, let's call it. Yards, points, like they're doing both. The last couple of years, bottom of the league. So yeah, no kidding, they didn't have a 1,000-yard receiver. They also didn't score any points. Like they didn't move the ball.
They had no yards.
They didn't have any yards. They didn't have any passing yards. They didn't have anything. So this is a completely different season.
So what is the weakness for Maye? Does one exist? I guess technically, as Keefe said, you want to blitz him a little bit and play man. That's probably your best bet. But he's still been a top 5, top 10 quarterback against those metrics as well. So no real blueprint to take down Drake sitting here through the first 14 weeks of the year with Pats and Bills on deck. We talked a lot about some of yesterday's games earlier in the show. Our pal Mark in Medford wants to weigh in on Kansas City. Go ahead, Mark.
I think we can finally put to rest the comparisons between Mahomes and the Chiefs and Brady and the Patriots, and I'll tell you why. At least after the Patriots championship dynasty was over, it took 10 years to win another one. But within that span, they've had winning records and gone to the playoffs. The Chiefs just completely just crapped themselves and died. So I have a question for Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Sure.
What happened?
Oh, it's a good question, Mark. That's a good question.
Good question. Now,
it's not over, but this is a big feather in the Patriots' cap if the Chiefs miss the playoffs. That's a big one for them.
Yeah. Now, just for like the whole picture, like we've seen Tom Brady's entire career, right? And I think one of the things that was going to be nearly impossible for anybody to duplicate would be just 20 plus years, because let's include the Bucs years too, like just 20 plus years of being one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Tom Brady did miss the playoffs his second year in the league. Mahomes to this point had only been in the conference championship, and that's why if you were just comparing the first 7 years or whatever Mahomes has been in the league since 18, so first like 7-8 years, it was actually a better pace than Brady with the MVPs, playoff advancements, and all these things. But now when you're like, all right, you're missing the playoffs and you're healthy for the whole season, right? Because the only healthy season Brady missed the playoffs was 0-2.
That's it.
Right? You don't hold anything else against them. So now they both have that, but it's clearly trending in the wrong direction. And what will sort of the second half of his career look like? We don't know. Because, like, Travis Kelce's probably either not coming back next year, and if he does, like, what's that going to look like? Andy Reid, it's not like he's going to have one head coach the whole time. Mahomes is going to have to figure it out with, like, another whole roster at some point. Not a new team. I just mean, like, a whole like, bunch of teammates.
And doesn't mean he can't. But, no, look,
it's a tough go.
I disagree with Mark. It's not done. I mean, the Chiefs could still make the playoffs this year. Like, we don't know that yet. So I'm saying I think they're done this year. But I'm not saying the whole Patriots-Chiefs comparison is done. I don't believe that. But
like Mahomes made more Super Bowls in the first 7 years than Brady and won the same number. But if you're talking about the first 7 years.
It could be done. I mean, this could be the beginning of it. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying to say it definitively. And I would say in the Patriots' favor, if the Chiefs are 8-9 at the end of the year and miss the playoffs, or even 9-8 and miss the playoffs, that's a big check for the Patriots compared to Kansas City when you're measuring it up. You mentioned Reed. We even talked about this. That decision to go for it on fourth down just lost him the game last night.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
You watched that last night. The way their defense was playing and the way Stroud was playing, why give Houston any life there?
I don't know.
Like, I get having faith in Mahomes and your offense, and I get all that. But then the way their defense, the way Chris Jones came out in the second half of that game yesterday, to just all of a sudden say, we're going to give Stroud and the Texans the ball at wherever it was, the 31, we're just going to give them the ball there, was crazy.
They weren't really doing much with it.
They weren't doing anything.
They weren't doing much with it. Trust me. Houston and Denver are pretty similar, aren't they? Because I might even like Knicks more than Stroud.
Oh, I think
you like Stroud more?
Well, no. I
like Knicks a little bit more.
I think the way they're playing, you have to give the edge to Knicks.
Yeah,
you have to.
I think so. But like two teams, they got the young quarterbacks, although young in quotes on Bo Nix. He's way older than you would think, but like young-ish quarterbacks, but just dominant defenses. And like, are they going to be like, how far can either of them go? And you thought, all right, here's Kansas City. They got to get things in gear here. A home game, even though Houston's good, it's a home game. You know, your life on the line here, and they put up 10 total points in the game.
Rough. Not going to get it done. 617-779-7937. All your phone calls there on a Patriots Monday with Jones and Keefe. Mark and Medford teed it up well. What happened? Coming your way at 11:30, so stay tuned for it. It's a Week 14 recap for you. Thank you, Mark. That is a real clean one.
That's
wow. Okay. Get that in there. Nice.